Hey YouTube, it is once again your friggin' boy B3 back with another kickin' movie reaction review. Today, I got it right here. Reviewing the last of the movies in my Predator triple feature Blu-ray pack. Yeah, you can get this pack at Best Buy for pretty cheap. But Predator triple feature. Of course, the first two films are Predator and Predator 2, and lastly, Predators. Predators. Predators, yeah. It's a double meaning title, of course. So, all these military killers and stuff and etc. There's like a cartel enforcer, a friggin' mercenary, all these buff-ass killers, Yakuza, etc. And a doctor are all skydropped onto this planet. And it's like, whoa, we don't recognize this planet. And we as an audience already know what's going on. We all already know that they've all been dropped on this planet to be hunted, right? Everyone knows what fucking Predator is about. So, I mean, it's an iconic film. So, people fucking... they goddamn know what's up. These people have been dropped onto an alien planet to be hunted. But this movie takes its sweet time revealing that. Like, the whole time, you're just sitting there like, okay, yeah, when are they going to find out they're on a fucking alien planet? When are they going to find out they're being hunted? Because we all know this shit already. Like, and it just takes a while. But eventually they figure it out. You get to see another cool species that's being hunted, just briefly though, a couple times. You get to see, also, before you really see the predators, you see these predator hounds, which are really cool. I almost got a figure of one when they came out. When the predator hounds figures came out, I remember them being at the comic shop, and I really wanted one. I thought they were cool, but I didn't get them because the Predators line was so fragile. So fragile. I actually have the battle damage Predator from that line, who we'll talk about later. Not the figure, but the character. But yeah, so they figure out they're being hunted. They end up in the Predator's camp, and the Predator, like a classic looking Predator that we've seen before, it looks a lot like the Jungle Hunter. It's like strapped to this altar thing. And there's trophies everywhere. And they're like, oh shit, here's a Predator. When I first saw this film, I thought that Predator was tied up because of dishonor. You know, the Predators are like a honor-bound species. I thought it was tied up for some dishonor. Turns out it's tied up because there are like two classes of Predators, and there's like a blood feud between them. There are like these bigger gray, brown ones, and then there are like the smaller ones that are like green or red. So yeah, and which is kind of a neat concept, because this doesn't really seem like a species whose entire culture is based around killing. Of course, they're not unified as an entire species, which is interesting. So two different races of predator kind of at war, it seems. Not really war, I'd say, but whatever. But it seems like the gray, bigger ones are the dominant ones. So they also hunt the smaller predators, which is odd for a species advanced enough for space travel, but okay. I mean, I can't speak for other creatures' cultures, especially fictional ones. But, yeah, so they're getting killed off one by one. They meet this guy who's been on the planet a long time. He explains some stuff to him, etc., etc. He says the predators always show up in threes. And the three predators are the falconer predator, who has this, robot bird that, scouts, which is pretty cool. And then there's, the hound training predator. I don't remember what it's called. But he's got, these two little tusks on his helmet. And he's in charge of the hounds. And then there's their leader, who is just the big, badass dude. Whose name I also don't remember. I know the names of lots of the classic predators from, Predator 2 and stuff. I don't remember the names of these guys except Falconer. So, sorry. I should have looked them up, but, whatever. But It doesn't really matter because they don't say him or anything. But yeah, so they're going on. People dying, getting picked off. The first predator, the hound trainer, dies in an explosion. He kills the Russian dude, and the Russian guy's like, "Fuck yo face," blows himself up. Pretty, standard kind of death. We've seen it in a dozen different movies. Then the Falconer dies in a very unsatisfying way. The Yakuza guy stays behind to kind of hold it off, and they fight with blades. It uncloaks for like an honor match with blades. They fight with blades, and with their final strokes, they both kill each other. Really cliche, I know. Very unsatisfying. Very unsatisfying. The death of the final Predator is quite satisfying. It first fights the regular Predator because Jack Driscoll, I refuse to call that actor by his name. He's always going to be Jack Driscoll, motherfucker. Yeah, he's not Jack Driscoll. Adrian Brody. Yeah. Topher Grace, Alice Baragda, Walton Goggins. I'm just giving you the names of people in here. And Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne was a crazy dude. The crazy dude that explained stuff to him. Adrian Brody, etc. He kind of sets a trap for the big predator after it kills the small predator, which was a neat fight. And the trap is the doctor. So the doctor turned out to be a serial killer. Decent little twist, but so the first time I watched this film, I thought the doctor had been dropped in to like heal them, take care of them, so that the predators can hunt them. But then upon rewatching this movie, I don't hear any dialogue that says that. I didn't catch any dialogue saying that, trying to explain it. So I don't know if like I made that dialogue up in my head, because it's been a long time since I watched this movie. I just got this set to watch and review them, honestly. Plus, I just wanted to have the Predator movies. And I didn't catch that dialogue, so I don't know if when this movie, because I watched this movie when it hit pay-per-view, because some friends of mine had it on pay-per-view, and I watched it with them, but that was a long time ago, right? I don't remember if they said that to me, well, they didn't say that to me because I think they spoiled it for me. I don't really remember. It was years ago, guys. But, I didn't catch that line of dialogue this time, so I think it's just something I rationalized to myself. So if they did give that dialogue saying he was there to heal them and keep them primed for the hunt, that's good. If that dialogue's not in there, dumb. That's dumb. But he does turn out to be a serial killer. So they strap a bunch of grenades to him. When the Predator kills him and flips him over to take him as a trophy, he explodes, blasts the big Predator back, and then Jack Driscoll, I'm just going to call him that the whole movie. He says his name once at the very end, so the character is unnamed for the entire film except for the last minute. It's dumb. But yeah. So after that, the Predator's all dizzy and junk, a little injured, bleeding. I like how they make the blood glow and stuff. It's always cool. And he puts some mud on him to kind of hide his heat signature, but it's not a lot of mud. It doesn't really work. What he does, though, almost an opposite thought, lights a big ring of fire around him. Starts like a forest fire, basically. And the heat of that blinds the Predator, because it sees the heat. And that blinds the Predator, so everything looks hot. And then Brody can run by, and he whacks it a bunch of times. But then he gets the upper hand on him, about to kill him. The sniper chick shoots it. She was my favorite character. She shoots the Predator, but she's like half paralyzed from a neurotoxin. So then Driscoll, that's not his name, it's from King Kong, gets the upper hand on him, hits that Predator a bunch of times, chops its head off with its own axe, and then they win. But the ship got blown up by that Predator when he saw it leaving, and the regular Predator was going to be like their ride, enemy my enemy type thing. Then it died, ship blew up. So the two of them are just stuck on the planet, and the movie ends with them seeing lots of boxes and parachutes and stuff falling out of the sky for the next hunt. And then Brody's character is like, no, let's find a way off this fucking planet. It's like, there is no way off that planet. They definitely die there, right? Like, of course they die there. But yeah, so that's mostly it for Predators. Some of the CGI wasn't too great. When was this movie made? I honestly don't even remember. 2010? I feel like I saw better CGI in 2010. I knew this came out when I was in high school. Yeah. So I feel like there was better CG in 2010 than some of the CG in here. But there were plenty of practical effects. My cat's playing with stuff. She's a good girl. There were plenty of practical effects. There were some practical effects with the hounds, which was interesting. And most of the Predator stuff was practical. Of course, the laser blasts and stuff weren't. But suit actors, very cool. Suit actors, always love suit actors. That Suitmation Gucci is, in fact, my Gucci. So that's that. So, Predators. Not as good as Predator. Predator is a suspenseful action flick that's just really awesome and fun to watch. Would I say it's better than Predator 2? Maybe. I really just don't like Predator 2. But I don't know which one's the better film, though. Maybe I like Predators a little more just because of how different it is. Because they're on a planet, they're like on a game preserve planet, pretty much, set up by the Predators. And it's a good idea for the franchise. The execution could have definitely been better. I see why there wasn't another Predator film after this one, or shortly after this one, because there's The Predator. Is in principal photography at the time of filming this review, but I probably won't release it till later because of The Predator. But yeah, worth watching. I would say worth watching. I mean, I already told you basically everything that happens, but there was a spoiler thing at the beginning of this. Worth watching, yeah. It's better than AVPR. It's better than Alien Resurrection. Not that that's even saying much, but Predator. Give it a watch. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to watch the first Predator to understand it. You really don't have to watch any Predator movie on this list. You can watch these in any order and you'll be fine, honestly. But I guess it's kind of a simplistic concept, but it's entertaining, and the creatures are cool. So, yeah, that's it. Predators. And that wraps up the reviews for my Predator Triple Feature Blu-ray pack. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Once again, that is it. Thank you all once again, and I'll be seeing you all later.